All right, y'all, so does size really matter when it comes to doing LTL? So that's what we're gonna talk about. So I would say size of a terminal can play a big role and factor when it comes to trying to get hired and when it comes to moving up. And I know when you guys had asked me, can you move up in LTL, specifically on Linehaul? So I'm gonna tie this into this video because they actually go hand in hand with the size. So let's just say you live in a very small town, middle of nowhere. And let's just say that particular terminal has, we're gonna go with 5. Let's just say they have 5 Linehaul runs. And let's just say they have 10 city runs. So if you're somebody that's trying to get on at that terminal, you're gonna have a hard time getting a Linehaul position because, like I said, when people do Linehaul, just LTL period, typically, and mainly for Linehaul, they're not really leaving. The only time they're really gonna leave Linehaul is if 1, they get tired of nights, 2, they're about to retire, or 3, God forbid, they get fired. Typically, Linehaul drivers are not quitting like that, you know, because as I've said in other videos, Linehaul pays well, city pays well too, but not as much as Linehaul. It pays well, you know, you can make 6 figures doing this. So that's why people aren't really jumping ship like that when they're a Linehaul driver. So again, back to the scenario. So let's just say they have 5 Linehaul runs. Chances are they're not coming off that. Now, if you work at a terminal that is in that scenario, when it comes to bids, you're pretty much stuck, you know, because the top guy, he's gonna stay on that top run. The guy below him is gonna stay on the second highest run, and so on and so forth. So if you're at the bottom in seniority, you're gonna pretty much stay at the bottom unless y'all, they add some more runs, you know. And that does happen with smaller terminals, you know. Every once in a blue moon, they might get a run added. But you gotta remember though, if you're coming like fresh off the street, you know, trying to get on, when that new position opens up, they might offer that to a city driver, because a lot of these LTL companies, when it comes to Linehaul, they might offer it to a city driver before they offer it to the random Joe, you know. So you need to keep that in mind. And that's why I've said in other videos, sometimes you may need to start off in the city before you do Linehaul, because like I said, sometimes they offer it to their city drivers to, you know, to see if somebody wants it, and then if nobody wants it, you know, then they might post it online, you know, to one of you guys. Now, let's just say you live somewhere where they have, let's just say you live somewhere where it's a big terminal, you know, they might have 80 Linehaul runs and well over 100 city runs. Now, if you live in an area that's like that, that's good. That's really good, because you will have a better chance of getting hired on because they have so many runs, you know. And typically with bigger terminals, a lot of times they might add more runs, you know. So again, that gives you another opportunity to get hired on. Now, for the people that want to do this Linehaul but don't want to run nights, you know, living by a big terminal will also work in your favor, because a lot of times bigger terminals, they have day runs. You know, you can get a bid run in the daytime if you run out of a big terminal. Like for me, for instance, I run out of a pretty big terminal. You know, we have day runs, but unfortunately, I don't do day runs unless, you know, one of them called out, because how my company does it, our top guys, they have all the day runs, you know. Now, other LTL companies, you know, you might be able to come in fresh off the street, you know, and get a day run, you know, but a lot of times, if you're just coming in, expect to run nights, you know. That's just what it is. Now, as far as commuting, if you live nowhere near a terminal, or if you live near a small terminal but really want to get on, you need to ask yourself, are you willing to commute some distance to a bigger terminal to get on? You know, are you willing to commute 50 miles, 40 miles, 75 miles? You need to keep that in mind, because some of these companies, you know, you have to live within a certain radius of a terminal to get hired on. If I'm not mistaken, I believe with Estes, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you got to be within, I believe, 75 miles within a terminal to get hired on. For the company I'm at, AAA Cooper, I'm not really sure on what the radius is, but our terminals are pretty spread out. Now, if you live in a major city, let's take Atlanta, for instance. Like at my company, we have 3 terminals within the Atlanta area. We have a South Atlanta, North Atlanta, West Atlanta. It's not exactly in the city limits of Atlanta, but it's within the Atlanta area. So if you live in Atlanta and want to get onto an LTL company, whether it's Southeastern, AAA Cooper, Saia, or whatever, you know, you might have a good chance, because typically around Atlanta, they have a lot of terminals, you know, within the Atlanta area. So keep that in mind. Also, like if you live in Dallas, you know, you might have Dallas, Fort Worth, and all those little towns around the Dallas area. So just make sure you do your research, see what terminals you live by, see if it's a big terminal. Ask yourself, do I really have a chance of getting hired on with this company? Excuse me, y'all. So all right, y'all, that's the video of the day, and those are just some things to keep in mind, some things to think of. So that's the video of the day. As I always tell y'all, thank you to all my day 1 subscribers. Shout out to my new subscribers. Appreciate all of y'all. As I always tell y'all, y'all take it easy, stay safe.